Deep in the heart of Antarctica, where the cold winds howled and the ice stretched as far as the eye could see, lived a young Adelie penguin named Pippin. He was full of life, always waddling around with excitement, sliding down icy slopes with his siblings, and diving into the frigid waters to catch fish. Life in the colony was harsh but harmonious. The elders taught the young ones how to survive, and the penguins always stuck together, relying on each other for warmth and protection. However, something was changing. The ice that had once been solid and unbreakable was now thinning. Cracks appeared in places that had always been safe. The elders spoke in hushed tones, their black eyes filled with worry. The fish were becoming harder to find, and the temperature felt different. Pippin didn't understand much about the world beyond his icy home, but he could sense that something was wrong. One fateful day, as Pippin and his family stood near the edge of a vast ice shelf, a loud crack echoed across the frozen expanse. Before anyone could react, the ice beneath Pippin's feet broke away, separating him from the colony. The small chunk of ice he stood on began drifting away, carried by the currents. He flapped his wings and called out, but his cries were drowned by the howling winds. His mother and siblings ran to the edge, their beady eyes wide with fear, but they could do nothing as Pippin floated farther and farther away. Alone and terrified, Pippin clung to the shrinking ice. The cold wind bit at his feathers, and his tiny body shivered. He watched helplessly as his home became a distant speck on the horizon. As days passed, his ice floe melted even more, forcing him to dive into the sea. Though he had learned to swim, the open ocean was vast and unforgiving. Hungry leopard seals lurked at the depths and orcas patrolled the waters. He had to be careful. Pippin survived on the few fish he could catch, but exhaustion weighed heavily on him. The stars were his only companions at night, and the loneliness gnawed at his heart. But he refused to give up. He knew his family was out there, waiting for him. He had to find his way back. After days of drifting, Pippin spotted land. It was not his home, but a rocky island far from where he had started. He climbed onto the shore, his tiny feet aching from the long swim. To his surprise, the island was filled with other penguins, strangers who looked like him but spoke in unfamiliar calls. These were chinstrap penguins, different from his Adelie colony. At first, Pippin was afraid, but an old chinstrap named Marlowe took pity on him. "You are far from home, little one," Marlowe said kindly. "The ice is breaking more than ever before. Many of us have been displaced." Pippin told Marlowe about his journey and his desperate need to return to his family. Marlowe nodded solemnly. "The world is changing. The ice melts faster every year, but if you are strong and determined, you may find your way back." With Marlowe's help, Pippin rested and regained his strength. He learned new survival techniques, how to fish more efficiently, and how to avoid predators. The older penguins shared stories of their travels, teaching him about the changing ocean currents and the dangers that lay ahead. Then, one morning, Pippin saw a group of Adelie penguins arriving on the shore. His heart raced with hope. Could they know the way home? He rushed to them, calling out, and to his joy, they recognized the name of his colony. "We have seen your family," one of them said. "They are searching for you near the old ice cliffs." With renewed determination, Pippin bid farewell to the kind chinstrap penguins and set off with the Adelie group. The journey was not easy. Storms raged, the waters were rough, and food was scarce. But Pippin had learned to be strong. He faced each obstacle with courage, never letting despair take hold. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he saw it. The familiar ice cliffs of his home. Tears welled in his tiny eyes as he let out a loud call. The response was immediate. His mother, his siblings, his entire colony, there they were, waiting for him. He swam as fast as he could, and the moment he stepped onto the ice, his family surrounded him, nuzzling him with relief and joy. Pippin was home. His journey had changed him. He was no longer just a playful chick, but a survivor, a penguin who had faced the dangers of a changing world and found his way back. But as he looked around, he knew that things would never be the same. The ice continued to melt, and the world was shifting. And so, as he huddled close to his family, Pippin vowed that no matter how much the world changed, he would always fight to protect his home and the ones he loved. So, all the people out there, do not forget to do your part to control global warming so that no other Pippin gets separated from his family.